I remember going to a show at a place called Rosemont Horizon in Chicago when I was maybe 15 years old and seeing an arena show happen. It didn't matter who it was more just like this experience of a musician on stage moving thousands of people. And it was a feeling that I couldn't shake. I remember I couldn't sleep because I saw myself in that position. I didn't even know I could sing yet. I remember I picked up the guitar in high school and started learning how to play, and I started to recognize that I had a voice. So I moved out to California with this idea of becoming something. I didn't know what it was going to be. As I began to write songs, I recognized the beauty of writing songs that might just move my friend or whoever's listening. And that was enough for me for a while. I realized that I woke up maybe 2 years later and I had like hundreds of songs that nobody had cut. So I was like, man, maybe I should make a record. And 11 of those 200 songs that nobody cut, but they were mine, they were my story. So that's where it started for me as becoming an artist in my own right and not just a writer. There was a song that I wrote for my mom called Dresden Wine, and it was the story of when my parents split up. My dad was taken away from us. It was a pretty intense situation where my sister and my mom and I moved onto a street called Dresden to start a new life, to get rid of the chaos and move into peace. And what happened was my mom, to deal with a lot of the pain, started drinking, and alcohol got in the way of my relationship with my mom and actually made its way into my life, where I started to use as well. And this is the moment for me when we moved to Nashville that I began to realize I had some things I needed to deal with. When you get around healthy people that care for you, conversations begin to unravel that take you deeper into your story. And my story had a lot of pain in it, and I didn't know how to deal with it. I didn't even know I had any pain to deal with. I had quit drinking 6 months prior through a major come to Jesus moment in my life. And I was still learning how to deal with my emotions without alcohol. And that's when I got a friend of mine turned me on to Porter's Call, and I made the phone call. It didn't take long for me to realize how powerful it can be to just talk about your pain and get some advice about how to go deeper and how to look in the eyes of pain and how it's actually got a voice and it's trying to tell you something that can make you stronger. So the boldness, I don't know where that came from. I'm thankful for it, but I don't even remember having to think about making the phone call. I just went. I think probably because it was free. If it would have cost me anything, I didn't have the money. So it began this unraveling of freedom that I'm still in. I'm still in process, but my dream musically has changed so drastically over the years as my values have changed from being the guy on the stage to being of service to people through this gift that I have. Writing songs that can literally enter into somebody's story and lift them out, which I mentioned earlier that I had never let music lift me out of a situation because I didn't listen long enough. Well, in the process of going through my pain, I learned how to listen to music. And I learned the power of it lifting me out of my circumstances. But I'm genuinely honored to make music.